Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind ya. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind ya. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
And hello, everybody. Welcome inside a Tuesday episode of YSN Live, brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet and Toyota of Warren. I'm Anthony Hartwig. DJ has today off, but don't worry, we have a good show for you today. Not only are we going to go over some things that happened last night, but we have 3 interviews that we're going to have live on the show today. Well, I should say 1 live, 2 recorded, but still, we have a great show of interviews as we have Nick LaRosa from Lowville joining us live at about 12:15. So we'll talk to the Rocket Senior about the legacy he wants to leave at Lowville. And then we'll hear from DeJuan Moody from Liberty. Had a chance to talk with him over the weekend. And we'll also hear from Mooney soccer standout Donovan Whetstone as well. So it is, as DJ likes to say, a jam-packed show today on a Tuesday, and we can't be more excited for it. We hope you are too. Buckle up, everybody. We're going in. But first, before we get to all the fun interviews, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that happened last night. There was definitely volleyball on the network, some big games, some conference lineup games, and some non-conference tests. I was in Jefferson, got my first chance to see the Falcons live this season as they took on visiting South Range in an old school NE8 rivalry that is now kind of renewed in the non-league tradition. This was kind of Jefferson's last chance to get tested before CVC play starts today against Madison. And let me tell you, I was really impressed with the Falcons. They have a really good squad, very balanced offensively. One of the things I noticed really quick was they didn't have that go-to hitter that they can just go to consistently, but they have about 3 or 4 hitters that are pretty consistent. No one's going to go off for, 15, 17 kills, but you're going to have 3 or 4 girls that can get 8, 9, 10 kills a night, and that can be just as deadly as if you have someone that can go off like, Eleni Hour, for example, that can go off for 29, 30 kills in a night. Jefferson doesn't have that, at least they didn't last night, but they do have a very balanced attack. Multiple ways to beat him, middle, outside. They set the right actually quite a bit. They have a great defense. Like, this Falcons team was keeping everything off the floor. And I think that's one of the reasons why they won. By the way, spoiler alert, Jefferson won this match in 4 sets after falling in the first set very closely, 25-23. And then I think, as you watch, the momentum turned in set 2. The South Range had a 23-18 lead. It felt like they were going to go and take a 2-0 lead in the match. Jefferson storms back and wins set. Hold on, there's a message from StreamYard. Oh, well, if you're following us on Facebook, maybe there's an issue, maybe not. StreamYard says there's a possible issue on Facebook. So I don't know. If you're watching from Facebook and it's working, let me know. But anyway, back to the Jefferson versus South Range volleyball match. In second set, South Range has a 23-18-ish lead. And it really felt like, they had the momentum. They were going to go up 2-0, and then you don't know what happens after that. But Jefferson storms back in set 2. They win 26-24, and then they kind of dominate set 3 and then battle in set 4 to get the win. So that momentum shift Momentum is a real thing, and it's one of those things that in sports kind of inexplicable. And momentum really shouldn't be a thing. It's the same players out there making the same things, but momentum is definitely a thing, especially in a sport like volleyball that's moving fast. Point, 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 point. So you got to have it, and Jefferson got it in that second set. They never let it go. Mainly, I think, because of their defense. I think that was one of the key factors. They absorbed a lot of good swings from South Range. It's not like South Range wasn't getting their offense, wasn't getting what they wanted out of their offense. There were a lot of good swings put over by the Raiders that were just dug. And then not just dug, but perfect passes right on target. They didn't make their setter run around a lot. That was one of the differences as well. South Range is getting under balls. They were stopping some offense, but their passes weren't as on target. So whether it be Addison Freedy or Parker Zwingler, two of their 5-2 setters, they had to move a little bit to get the ball set. There weren't as many options to go to. Jefferson really good in system most of the time. When they were out of system, though, they were able to still set their middles, which is impressive from a high school team, because you see a lot in high school volleyball. If you're not in system, there's really not a good way to set your middle unless you're a high-level middle blocker. They can really get into transition out of system. So Jefferson has that too. They have a lot going for them, and they're going to start the CVC play against Madison tonight, and they're going to be something to be heard of from the CVC. That Edgewood rivalry, I'm excited for that. Except, in fact, I might find that game on the schedule and pencil myself down for that, whether it be in Edgewood or Jefferson. That's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun to see how they handle Faith Vinsel, who I think is the best player in Ashtabula County. It's going to be a real fun match. You know what? I'm talking myself into making that trip again for when Jefferson plays Edgewood later on this season. On the South Range side, still a lot in front of them. When you talk about being undefeated in the NE8, they're 5-0. They have one more league game tonight before they start the second round of NE8 play. So Niles tonight, that'll wrap up the first swing of the NE8. Then they have Lakeview on Thursday. This Lakeview game is very important, especially depending on what happens tonight with Lakeview and Hubbard. If Lakeview wins tonight, and obviously they have a chance to tie first place tomorrow if they were able to win. Thursday against South Range, they would tie the top of the conference with one loss. So it's a very, very important game tonight for Lakeview, because Hubbard, I think, is a team that can sneak up on you. But if Hubbard wins, I think South Range is kind of rooting for a Hubbard win, because if Hubbard wins, then Lakeview would come on Thursday, and then if South Range beats Lakeview, all of a sudden South Range is sitting with a two-game lead on the team that they probably came into the season thinking that's a real threat, right? Lakeview is a big threat to the conference. Hubbard would still be one game back, and they still have to play Hubbard a second time, so I'm not discounting Hubbard's ability to go and tie things up when they play South Range. But I think the one big difference is South Range would have that game on home. They play Hubbard at home. They have to go to Lakeview on Thursday. Lakeview is a tough place to play, as we all know. It's a smaller gym. It's really compact. If it's a hot day, which we haven't been getting a lot of them in September, it's been mostly pretty mild. But if it is happen to be a hot day, it's a very hot gym to play in. So South Range, I think probably rooting for Hubbard a little bit tonight. Probably. Because then you take a 2-game lead over Lakeview, who's the reigning champions. Not saying that you don't feel like Hubbard can do it, but you also feel like the biggest threat was Lakeview if you're in South Range's camp. So Raiders, they got Niles tonight. They have to take care of business. But then Thursday, it's going to be a big one. I'll be down there for that matchup in Lakeview between South Range and Lakeview. Tonight, I'm in Middle Ridge for the first time this year. So happy to see the Rams in action. They are going to be hosting Western Reserve. Some other scores that came across last night: McDonald gets the big 4-set victory over Jackson Milton, and they had a really balanced offense as well. But Haley Kuntz, your week, what are we on? Two Big Dog of the Valley winner. Congratulations to Haley. She gets the win in Big Dogs. She had a great night, as always, 19 kills for her out of the front row. But Ayla Gallo, also a big night for the McDonald offense. 11 kills, 11 digs, double-double for her. And then Ava Salomon kind of got a little bit of everything. I think she had 27 assists, maybe 25. Trying to remember the numbers. I put a lot of stories up. 25 assists, I think. I'm going to settle on that. But she had 9 kills, 8 digs, and I think a couple of service aces as well. So she had a great night. And then that 5-2 setter combo with with Grace Klockner also getting 20 assists. So they're running their offense really smooth. They had the one hiccup against Jackson Milton, losing set 3, 24-26. But every other set was pretty much all McDonald. So they have the biggest game of the MVAC slate tonight. They're going to be hosting Camel, both teams undefeated in the conference. This is for first place. You don't want to miss tonight's matchup in McDonald between the Red Devils and Blue Devils. It's going to be a big one for sure. Some other big matchups tonight, by the way, while we're talking about volleyball, Canfield Fitch as the Cardinals. One loss on the season, but it's not in the AAC. They're opening up AAC play as they try to get things rolling as they hope to win a conference championship. It's going to be really, really fun AAC season. You know, Boardman, who already beat Fitch once, but they have to play again. Yeah, Fitch, of course, you're still going to have a say in it. Howland is looking like a powerful offense, and I think Howland has one of the better defenses. When you talk about putting the ball in system a lot, maybe not as balanced an offense as the other teams with Boardman and Fitch and Canfield and the weapons they have, but defensively, maybe a little bit of edge towards Howland, which can be scary. A defensive team can wear you down. We saw that in Jefferson last night. So it's going to be a fun AAC season to watch, and Canfield's run starts tonight against Austintown Fitch. I believe Ty Bartel has the call for that one, so it'll be a fun night on the network. Also, we have a live show from D'Angelo South Range, a live show with DJ Oakley. That'll be going on tonight. 7 o'clock is when we start from D'Angelo's. And then tomorrow we also have the Poland show from the Bulldog Bar. And then I think tonight also is a Springfield show with Noah Doty from the VFW New Middletown 2799. So got a lot of fun stuff. Content's going to be coming up out the wazoo, whatever a wazoo is. We're going to get it out as much as we possibly can. We had these two interviews that we're going to play today up on the website yesterday. So if you had a chance to see them, make sure to go over there, watch them on this show. But if you miss them on the show, they're already on the website as well. We also have myself doing a couple of interviews after the show. So we're going to have a lot of content coming at you in a lot of ways over the next couple days. While we also talk about scores, I think there was a big soccer score I got the chance to write a story for. In the MVAC, Waterloo gets the big shutout victory over Springfield. That's a big girls soccer MVAC matchup. They were both a one-loss team coming into the night, and Waterloo protects their home field with the win over Springfield. That's a big win on the girls soccer side of things. Camel got the win on the boys soccer side. We got that story up. Camel's looking really, really good. We talked about their boys soccer team, and they have a player profile coming very soon. Ty Bartel did one over the weekend. It's working on Facebook. Thank you so much. We have it. So let's go. Victory number 1 of a Tuesday. Journalism. Let's go. I could have just brought up Facebook on the phone and see if it was working, but we like to try to get other people to do our work for us. You know why it's said. So like I said, we have a great show for you today. I'm here today by myself, and DJ Oakley will be with you tomorrow by himself. Well, not by himself, but he's going to be live at Crestview. So we're going to have a kind of interesting week, and then we'll both be back together, the A-team, back on Tuesday. We are waiting for Nick LaRosa, who is supposed to be here any minute now at 12:15. And speaking of, he's popping in, and we're going to take the time to introduce this next guest live from Lowville. It's a senior. It's a rocket. It's someone that I think a lot of people have wanted to talk to. We've had multiple people ask about his interview, when it's going to happen. Well, it's happening now. From Lowville, senior Nick LaRosa joining the show. Nick, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Hi.
How are we doing today?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Well, we're doing good. Probably not as good as you. I mean, you're living on the steam of the Lowville Rockets, and it's your senior year. Talk about what it's like for you to kind of have this senior season and know that it's the last run with this team.
I mean, I've been playing with everyone like AJ, Josh, like Ricky throughout junior high and Pee-wees. I mean, it's just like weird how we're all like seniors. Besides Ricky, he's a junior, but I don't know. It's just like crazy. That's our senior year. Kind of excited.
You've gone through a lot with these guys. Obviously, you just said how long you've been playing with these seniors. What's it like to kind of be able to go through this one last year with them and to kind of take in the last year with them as much as you can?
I mean, like, it's great being able to, have Ricky throw me the ball, like, just play with everyone that I played with growing up. It's just, I don't know. The feeling is just pretty great.
I'm talking to Ricky earlier on in the season. He talked about the great seniors you've had in the past at Lowville, great leaders that you've had. Talk about what that means to you and how much you're leaning on what they taught you in now your senior year when it's your turn to lead.
I mean, last year Gino Perry was here. He was one of the bigger leaders here. He was trying to get everyone to be a team player, everyone be set. And then like 2 years ago, Matt Lucido was here, and he made sure everyone was like in order. Same with Michael Ballon. So I mean, like, now I have to follow off of that. So
Yeah, now it's your turn. How would you describe your leadership qualities? What kind of leader do you think you are?
I mean, I try to like make sure that people run the right routes, do everything right. I mean, that's what I try to do. I don't know what, other people try to do. I know AJ like makes sure everyone's head is right in the game.
When let's talk about your head and how you get your head right. What are some things you do to make sure that you're in the right mind space before a game starts?
I just like cool myself down and like just think like when LeBray was happening, I just kind of like made sure everyone's like was perfectly fine in the game and no one got like too rowdy or anything.
What's your favorite part about like the pregame atmosphere and getting ready for a football game and taking all the atmosphere in for Friday Night Lights?
Just literally like going out like before everyone else and seeing the other team just out there and like it's like cold weather, like 50 degrees. I mean, really it.
Football is a special sport. Let's talk about your journey. Like you said, you've been playing for a long time. How did you get into football and what kind of made you fall in love with this sport?
I mean, when I was growing up, I really just mainly played soccer, and then my dad talked about football, and then my grandpa had played football at YSU before, so that made me want to start playing football. And then I started in Pee Wees, and then I didn't play, and then came into junior high. And I just stayed through high school playing.
And now here you are as one of the biggest weapons that Lowville has as a senior. When you like think about yourself as a freshman, did you envision yourself being this impactful as a player? Like, was this in your vision board when you said, "This is what I want to be when I get to senior year"?
Yeah, I had my eyes on being one of the best players on the team and trying to help my team and hopefully be a weapon. That's just what was my main goal.
We've seen you a lot in the things you can do with the ball in your hand, man. You make a lot of people miss. I'm interested, like when people get that opportunity to make plays and you have the ball in your hand and you're looking for a space in the field. Is there anything going through your mind, or is it all kind of muscle memory when you're trying to just get as far down the field as you can?
I mean, it's mainly just muscle memory. I'm just trying to get the most yards I can to help my team out, really. It's mainly it.
When you think about the best feeling in football, what do you think it is? Is it a great catch? Is it a good run after catch, a touchdown? What do you think is the best thing to do in football?
Best thing to do is like when your team scores or when your team wins, and then all you're down in the end zone just celebrating. And then after the game, talk with coach. It's probably the best feeling, in my opinion.
Let's talk about this coaching staff since you brought up talking with coach after the game. Obviously, the coaching staff of Louisville is very respected. Talk about what it's been like to be under them and what they've brought to you as a football player.
I mean, ever since Mary left, I didn't know who was going to be a coach. And then I heard Drew was coming in, and my dad told me Drew was a great person. And I always wanted to meet Drew. And then Drew was like, talked to me really nice. And then, he's like a family to me now. And then we have like other people that were here last year, like Bobby. And then that's mainly it, actually. And then Vinny Ballone's also there.
Yeah, you got Vinny on the coaching staff. That's got to be fun. What were your first impressions of Drew? You said you were so excited to meet him. What were some of the things that you got right off the jump when you met him?
We met him in the weight room. He opened it up. Me and AJ were in there, and then he just came to me, talked to me. My dad was there also. We just had like a whole conversation about like, practices and everything. Like, when is it gonna be? What time? He just came off like a really great guy.
Seniors always want to leave a legacy on a program and a school. What are some legacies that you want to leave at Lowville when you graduate?
I just want to leave like my senior class, like that we were the best in Lowville history. That's one of the legacies I want us to have, and that I was a hardworking guy.
We asked you about leaders of the past, and the leaders that taught you how to lead. If we interview players next year and we ask them the same question, what do you hope they say about you?
I hope they say that I was a great worker, and I was there, trying to help everyone out.
Now, you're not just a football player, you're also a great student. You have a 3.4 GPA right now. Talk about your work in the classroom and how much pride you take into getting your stuff done and making sure those grades stay up.
I mean, I just gotta make sure my work is all done. I do online right now, but just gotta make sure everything's turned in. Make sure
What's your
everything's good.
What's your favorite class, favorite things to study so far as a student?
Probably English. I'm not a math type of guy. English and science usually.
Since you're a senior, we don't want to see you go. We love to cover you for 4 more years, but that's the way of life. You got to go to the next chapter. What's in the future for yourself? What are some plans you have after high school?
I might go to college, but probably not. I'm trying to probably go into trades mainly.
If you go into trades, what kind of thing are you looking to get yourself involved in?
Probably electrician or HVAC.
Yes, I love it. Do you have that in your family? Is that something that like would be a family business?
No, not really.
So what drew you to wanting to go the trade route and be one of those kind of workers?
I mean, people need them in
Mm-hmm.
like mechanics. A lot of people need those, and the money too. But
There you go. I knew the money was going to come out. You got to
yeah,
make that green. When you think about, since you probably don't have plans to go to college, this is going to be the last year with football. This is going to be the last time you're able to lace up the cleats. What's going to be something you remember the most about being a football player, being an athlete at Lowville? What's going to be the thing that sticks to your mind the most?
um, probably going to playoffs. My 3 years. I mean, hopefully this year, but we went to playoffs every year I was there. So
Do you have one game or one win that like you're going to be telling your grandkids about because it's going to be that much in your memory?
I have two. So 2 years ago, Reserve beat us like in the regular season, like 20-14, and then later on we played them in round two, and then we beat them. It was like 32-7, and then last year McDonald beat us. I didn't play in that game. I was injured, and we played them in round one of playoffs, and we dead beat them. So those are like the two games I'm like just excited about to tell people.
I want to ask you also about role models, the people in your life that, are your rock, the people that you go to. Who are those role models for you?
My dad and my grandpa.
When you think about them and what makes them role models, what are some characteristics they have that make you look to them for admiration and uplifting?
I mean, my dad is always hard on me about like sports and training and everything, and he's the one that like wants me to train and get better as an athlete, and he was there for me for everything. And then my grandpa helped train me too. That's what made me want to do football.
You have so many people behind you in this Lowville community. Talk about what it's like to kind of feel the community support every Friday and how much the home field advantage for Lowville really is a thing, because we've gone to those games and it's one of the best home field advantages that exists in the area.
I mean, going to the field, I mean, a lot of teams have turf fields, but we have a grass field, so it's a little bit different than what everyone's used to. So, I mean, just pulling up like in a valley, I mean, like, and seeing a bunch of people there in the stands, the whole villa's there. It's like the atmosphere is pretty crazy.
Now you're fast on grass. Do you get a little bit of smile when you know you're going to play on turf on an away game and like I'm about to be even faster?
Yeah, yeah. We only have one turf game we play this year though.
Well, the scheduler did not do you any favors. Come on, you got to get that speed out there. But in all honesty, what we want to do to end this player profile, we do this the same way we interview everyone. We want to give you the chance to take the limelight off yourself and shine on the people in your life that mean the most to you, that have kind of had your back throughout your whole career. So I want to give you that time to give out some flowers, some thank yous to the people in your life that you think really deserve it.
My grandpa, I'm gonna thank him because he was like the whole reason I like ever wanted to play football, because he was a kicker at YSU. He was a walk-on and then got a scholarship there, and he was close to making it to the NFL. But that's like what I want to like just think about, like that he was close to making it, and he tells me to always train. And he's always there for me. He's always at my games. And then my dad, gonna thank him because he's always hard on me about football. He was always there. He's always on my butt about football, no matter what. Like I could be like a minute late, and he'll yell at me about that. So I'm just thankful for that. You know,
He's sitting there with the watch. He's, got a minute overtime. Can't do that. Nick, we want to thank you so much for coming on. You were on time for this interview, so tell your dad that you were on time. You were not late. You were right on time. We want to appreciate. We want to appreciate you so much. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the senior season, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon, buddy.
thank you.
From Lowville, Nick LaRosa. What a great interview. What a great kid. Man, we love talking to players like that, guys that just want to give their all to their team. And especially like he doesn't have plans necessarily to play in the next level. He wants to go into the trades, which is awesome. But what that tells me is he's doing it all for Lowville right now. Like he's not thinking about what it's giving him in the future. He's not thinking about what this work is going to put into college football. He's simply thinking when he's working, what can I do, simply nothing else, to better Lowville football? That's it. It's the only thing in his mind. And you need those players in high school athletics because we've talked about it a lot. Not everyone's going to play in college, right? It's just the facts. You're going to have a high school football team or any sport. Probably maybe one or two of those players, if you're lucky, 3 or 4, will go on to play that sport at the next level. So you need everybody else in that room, all the other 30 guys, if you're on a football team, 30-ish, especially when we're talking Lowville size, or if you are on a volleyball team, you need all the other, 15 girls to be locked into just working to make this team better. While the other players are working to make the team better and to forward their goals of playing at the next level, you need those players that don't have that goal, that still put in the same amount of work just simply to make this team as good as possible. And that is Nick LaRosa getting the work ethic from the family. That's the other thing I loved about that interview. Like generations pass on that kind of drive. When you have people in your circle, especially your elders, your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, that know how to work and know how to work hard and kind of teach you how to work hard, then it's a lot easier to develop those skills, right? It doesn't mean that you have to if you don't. If you don't have that, some people don't. That's just reality. Some people don't have, strong work ethic models. We know that. And they end up going on to be great athletes. We've seen all the time. But it's so much easier when you have that guiding hand to tell you how to work, to tell you what it means to go in every day to train. And especially when it's people that you see every day, right? Not a coach that you see for a couple hours a day. It's someone you're going home to. Like, you can't escape. Go and train. 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 And I love that interview because it kind of exposes that a little bit with Nick LaRosa. What a great talk with Lowville Senior. We will have that up on the website ASAP, so don't you worry if you missed a part of it. We will have it up on our YouTube page and our website as soon as possible so you can watch it in its entirety. We're going to transition to our next interview today. It's going to be a recorded one. We're going to play it for you. And it is one of the most electrifying athletes in the whole area this year, but it's been there for 3 years now. This is the 3rd year that we're seeing Dewan Moody, and that name is synonymous with Liberty football because his brother Dwayne was also just a problem inside the MVAC. So without further ado, here is Dewan Moody Jr. from the Liberty football team. Anthony Hartwig here with a Liberty football player profile. We're joined by one of the most exciting players in all of the land, Liberty Junior Dwan Mooney. Dwan, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. So this is your first year as an upperclassman. You're now going into your junior year, a little bit more leadership put on your shoulders, a little bit more responsibilities asked of you on this team. Talk about what it's like to kind of get 1 year older and get more leadership asked of you.
It's a lot. Coaches ask a lot of you, and you got as a freshman, I wasn't getting asked a lot to do like leadership role type. I'm just now everybody look to me when something happens, so I got to be the leader I am.
Now, you've always been someone that kind of makes the name for himself on the field since you stepped on as a freshman. What's it been like kind of continuing to grow? Like, what are some things that you see from yourself that are different from freshman and sophomore you?
Oh, yeah, it's a totally different person. As a freshman, it's like I was growing into my role. Now I'm in a role I got to step up.
I'll tell you what, your defense this year, the whole team's defense is the talk of the town. Going into week 3, you hadn't given up a point. You gave up 1 touchdown to JFK, so you've given up 8 points in 3 games. What is the mindset of this team's defense, and what do you see from your defensive teammates that is just so working so well this year?
At the beginning of this year, our motto was always don't let nobody score. The guys up front, they always get the job done. So, it starts up front. So, and then we just do our job back there.
As we start talking about your football journey now as a junior, let's talk about the start of it. When did you kind of pick up this sport, and when did you kind of find yourself falling in love with football?
Started when I was very young. Started when I was 3, when I wasn't even allowed to play football, but I was still on the field. Just watching the game, learning the game, studying the game. It just grew on me.
You were not the first Moody we've seen. Obviously, you had an older brother that was a big role model for you. What was it like kind of watching his journey before you started your own?
Man, watching him was like watching the NFL game for me. I'll watch him any day I could. And he was just exciting and explosive to watch.
What were some things that you think he taught you about being the best player you can be and the work ethic it takes to get to where you're at?
He taught me things like all on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not just as a football player, but as a person. And like when you're a football player, you got to watch what you do on the field and off the field.
I want to bring up the new head coach, Tom Prologo. He's brought in kind of a new energy to this team. Well, from your perspective, what has he brought with him and his staff to this Liberty team that is so exciting?
Man, Coach Pro is like, he's like the perfect person that we needed to like bring the team. We had the talent, we had everything that we needed, and he just brought it all together. He's a tough one for sure.
You guys are so close knit this year. When you talk about team chemistry, what are some big things that kind of drove team chemistry this year?
It was just the little things, us going out as a team, us going to places and having time together. So it's just things on and off the field.
I know from your pre-interview questionnaire that you have the dreams to play college football and go somewhere where you can get, a full ride for your athletics and academics. This is your junior year. This is your big time to really be recruited. What's it like kind of balancing trying to stay focused on what you're doing in week to week, but also realizing that this is such an important year for the recruitment process?
I'm just taking it every step at one time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to rush nothing. If somebody want me, they'll come get me.
Do you have like a dream school? Like if this school came to you, you'd be like, yes, in a heartbeat?
I just want to play at a high level, but if I was to pick a team, it'd probably be Pitt.
Okay.
I'd love to play for Pitt.
Let's Coach Arduzzi, here you go. Let's get on the phone a little bit.
Right.
When you think about Liberty and what makes this team and this school so special, we've talked to some athletes already this year from other sports, and they all talk about the same thing. This Liberty school and this community is so special. From your perspective, what makes it special to you?
Man, it's just the loyalty the fans show. Last year was 0-3 in the 4th game at home. The stands are still packed out, so it starts with the fans, and they show so much love to us.
One of the things I love about Liberty football, and it's been like this for years, you guys have had a lot of swagger, and there's been a lot of social media posts, and you guys know how to make things fun. Talk about that aspect of a football team and making things fun and feeling like you're playing in not taking it too seriously to the point where it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, football is, at the end of the day, it's a game. you can take it serious, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's a game. So you want to have fun while doing it, or you're not gonna want to do it. So we try to have fun as much as we can.
For you, what is the most fun thing about football, about being a player?
Uh it gotta be, scoring touchdowns. Hearing the band play after you score, hearing the fans scream your name, and then these type of things when you got interviews and the recognition that you get shown.
All right, let's talk about the pregame atmosphere. Obviously, Friday Night Lights, there's something special about pregame when you're able to take in the atmosphere. What's your favorite part about getting ready for a game on a Friday?
Even though I'm a junior now and I should be used to it, I still be a little nervous. Like, butterflies, it happens, but it's most definitely an exciting feeling.
What's a school day like when it's Friday and you know it's game day? Does it go quicker or does it kind of drag on because you know you got a lot to look forward to?
Yeah, I think it goes slower actually. It's like, it's like because you're anticipating it. So like first period goes slow, and then it's like when time comes, it's like you're just sitting there forever.
When we talk about you in the classroom, what are some subjects that you really enjoy being a part of and being able to study at Liberty?
Liberty is a very high academic school, so I would say I don't know, math and science is not really my thing, but English, I can deal with that.
When you think about the teachers that you've had, and maybe some of them have made an impact in your journey, who are some teachers that stand out to you, whether it be in high school or middle school, that really got you through and really helped you out?
It's a couple of them. Eighth grade, I had a couple coaches as my teachers, and they led by example, told me to get my stuff done in school and out of school. So they was very important to me in my journey.
We already talked about your brother. I want to talk about the rest of your family because you have a very supportive one. We hear them on social media a lot when we're posting about you. What are some things that make your family so special?
I come from a long line of football players. I'm not just the only one to do this. So like I said, you got Dwayne, and my dad played high school ball. My cousins, Dion Tutwiler, they all played. So it's like we all used to this, and we've done this before.
When you have so many family members that are football players, I think a lot of people would look at that from the outside and think that's awesome. You have so many people to look up to. Is it ever kind of pressure to kind of live up to the family legacy and try to, be as good as the people that came before you?
For sure. But that's the point. You always want to live up. You always want to like surpass the one before you. Like my dad always tell me, like, don't be me, be better than me. So I always strive to be better than everybody, who done it before.
I want to talk about post-game celebrations too. You've been able to celebrate a lot this year already. What are some of your favorite ways to celebrate with the team after a win?
We got a tradition where we ring the bell and the cheerleaders, the band, we all surround the bell and we just ring it and we have fun,
Ringing the bell, then you obviously have to eat after a game, right? What's your favorite post-game meal?
You can never go wrong with a burger. I had a burger last week. This week I had some chicken. I might go back to a burger next week,
I know.
Don't never change it.
Do you have a favorite burger? Do you have a favorite burger place?
I don't have a favorite, but you can never go wrong with a Baconator.
Yeah. So we see the great student sections that football gets. What's your favorite theme to see in a student section when you're looking up in the crowd during a football game?
It got to be the whiteout. When it got to be the whiteout when it's like everybody's matching. Everybody got the same thing on. It's just seeing everybody participate in the weekly events.
Obviously, on Friday, you got a job to do. You can't be a part of the student section for football, but what is your favorite sport to be a student section for?
Got to be basketball. It's the only sport I probably can be a student section for because, football, I can't really do it. Basketball, I think it got to be the number one spot.
If there was one sport that maybe you watch and you think, man, I probably could be good at that if I threw my hat in the ring, what sport would it be?
Bowling.
Bowling. That was a shocker.
I think I'm good.
Do you bowl for fun? Do you?
I do. I was actually on a bowling team last year.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What's your best score in bowling? What's your career high?
Like a 170. I went too high, I went too low. But
I love it. I love it. When you think about next year and you become a senior next year and you think about the things you want to leave, the legacy you want to leave before you graduate in 2 years, what are some things that you want people to remember you for as a Liberty football player?
I just want to be known around in the community, not just as a football player, but as a person. A lot of people tell me don't do the right things on the field, but you want to be a good student, a good person, and then you want to just help out the community.
What are some ways that you try to reach out to the community members that support you every Friday night? What are some community outreach things you do to try to show them that you care about them as much as they care about you?
Well, last year we did like a little thing where we go to like a church or something, and we'll wear our jerseys and we'll help them out like with the elderly and like just walk around with them, talk to them. And I also have a class where I go to the elementary class and I just help out with them.
And when you get to see those little kids that kind of maybe they'll wear your number or they want to be like you when they grow up, what's that mean to you to be a role model? We talked about your role models. What does it mean for you to be one yourself?
It means everything. Football don't last forever, so you want to always set an example for the people who's going to come after you.
If a little middle schooler came up to you and asked you for advice on, how to start their career and what things they should do to kind of get to where you're at, what advice would you give them?
I would always tell them, like, just take it one step at a time. You don't want to look 10 years in the future. Always think like, what am I going to do now? You know what I mean? Don't rush anything.
All right, Dewan, we end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give you the chance to thank your support system and the people that have always been there for you. So I want to give you some time to kind of shine a light off of yourself and onto the people that mean the most to you. Give out some shout outs and some thank yous.
I appreciate all my family. I couldn't do none of this without them. I appreciate the Liberty community for being loyal to me and always asking for the best of me. And I appreciate all y'all.
Dewan, we want to thank you so much for coming on, talking to us. You are having a great year. We love watching you. We will be back covering you guys again in week 4, and we can't wait to talk to you in real soon.
All right. Thank you.
And that was Dewan Moody from Liberty talking to us about his junior season and the people that have kind of shined a light on him in the past. And what a great athlete he is. I mean, man, he's already got over 200 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground through 3 games. And he has another touchdown through the air, catching the ball. So he's got 6 touchdowns in 3 games played. It's 2 touchdowns per. If he does that at the end of the season, he'll have 20 touchdowns, which is pretty remarkable if he keeps that pace. And I think that maybe there are some chances for him to even increase that pace. I don't think we've seen the best out of Dewan Moody. Maybe we'll see more than 20 touchdowns at the end of the season. Liberty, of course, has a massive game coming up on Friday with Crestview. We're excited about that. We wanted to make sure that we had a player profile from Liberty's side to get you ready for that, because we already got one from Crestview in Jake Noling, which you can find on our YouTube and our website as well. We transition from football to football as we go into the soccer section of today's show. And it is a Mooney, a sophomore, and a very good soccer player. One of the best sophomores probably in the area when you talk about soccer, and one of the best teams in the area in soccer as well. Cardinal Mooney sophomore, Donovan Whetstone, joining us live on the show. Anthony Hartwig here with a Cardinal Mooney boys soccer player profile. We're joined by sophomore Donovan Whetstone. Donovan, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Sophomores love talking to them because they're no longer the freshmen. They went through that first year of trying to get their feet wet a little bit, and now here they are, 1 year older. What's it feel like to have freshman year under your belt and now 1 year of experience going into the sophomore season?
It's great. It helped me build my confidence and learn the game further and understand the game overall better.
What do you think is your biggest change from sophomore to freshman year? What do you see growth in most in?
My ability to see the field better and play smarter.
Let's talk about your soccer journey. What are some, I should say, when did you start soccer? When did you kind of fall in love with the sport?
I started playing when I was 3 years old.
3?
Yeah.
That is young. I think there are some kids that came and kicked their feet at 3. Talk about kind of the journey and when it turned from something you were just having fun doing to here you are now. It's something you work so hard at and you put a lot of time into. When did that transition really happen for you?
When I was around 9, I realized that I love the sport and I put my all into it all the time, and I just stuck with it.
Let's be real. There also had to be a time when you realized, hey, I'm pretty good at this. I got a knack for the soccer thing. When did that set in?
probably around like 12U competitive.
Yeah. You obviously play soccer a lot, not just in high school, but you play in the off season as well. Put so much time into the sport. What keeps you driven to keep going? I mean, I'm sure there's days where you're either practicing, working out, or in a game where maybe you're not feeling the best. Maybe you didn't have a good day. What keeps you driven to keep going through all the time that you spend in soccer?
The dream. The dream.
The dream,
Always
man.
wanted it.
Let's talk more about that dream. What are some of the aspirations and the dreams that you have in this sport?
My dream is to play college ball. Just want to go far. I want my name to be remembered.
Do you have a dream school, like a college that you would love to be a part of, a program that you would love to be a part of?
I mean, any D1 school would be great, to be honest. Anything. Anywhere.
You don't care how far it is, how close it
Nope.
is. Like if it's a D1 school, let's go.
Yes, I'll go across the country.
Do you have a favorite college, maybe a team you root for in other sports or one that you like to
Ohio
watch?
State. Ohio
It's like
State.
So if the Buckeyes came to your door and said, "Hey, we want you to play soccer," it'd be
I'm
like,
there.
I'm there immediately.
Yeah.
One of the big things that could get you to Ohio State is your GPA. I want to talk about you in the classroom. You have a 3.75 GPA. Sophomore year is told to me, as most sophomores I talk to, the hardest year in school. What was it like, dealing with freshman year, first year of high school, 3.75, and then talk to us also about how you're planning to kind of juggle with sophomore year and what you expect out of the classroom this season.
Freshman year, it wasn't that difficult. I feel like it was pretty easy. And sophomore year, start of the year, I can't even lie, it's hard. So I gotta study more. Like I gotta be more active in the classroom and outside of school. I gotta study more.
Donovan's like, wait a minute, when did it get this hard? What happened? What's your favorite subject? What are some things that you're good at? Some classes that you can not have to work so hard to get good grades in?
Math and science. Math and science are pretty easy to me.
Are there any particular branches of math and science that you like? Are you chemistry, biology, I almost said geography, geometry, algebra? What parts of those branches are you best at?
Well, I'm good at psychology, and I was really good in biology last year, and I already took algebra, both algebras and geometry. So I'm going into calculus. So I don't know.
He's going into calculus his sophomore year.
Pre-calc, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, man. What about the other side? What are some classes that you had to really put your nose to the grindstone to get good grades in?
History.
Is there another history class this year?
Yeah, it's world
history. So freshman year was what, American history?
Yeah, I believe.
Now world history. What are some things that got you through it, though? Obviously, you got through it, got good grades, had to have a 3.75. What got you through history?
My parents and my tutors, they helped me.
Let's also talk about some things you like outside of the soccer field. What are some ways that you kind of like to celebrate after a big win?
Just with my boys, I don't know, just go drive around, go to Sheets. Can't even
Go to
remember
Sheets.
Yeah.
I knew we'd get it out of you. We get some kind of spot that you like to go. What do you get? There's a lot to get at Sheets. What are you getting?
Mac and cheese bites and a Sprite.
There you go. Mac and cheese is for winners, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about some things that you like, hobbies and things that you like to do outside of the sport of soccer, things that fill your time.
I really like fashion. Like I like going to buy clothes and making good outfits. Like I really like fashion.
So what's the favorite retailer that you like to get clothes at?
Oh, that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I get a lot of my shirts from JD Sports and this store off of TikTok. I don't even know what it's called. I can't even remember right now.
Shopping on TikTok, you gotta love it. Look where we've come.
I seen an ad and it looked fire. And
Look where we've
come.
What are your because obviously now we've opened the branch. You're on TikTok. What are your kind of the favorite things that kind of gets you into that doom scroll on TikTok? What gets your attention?
A lot. Soccer edits, gaming edits, just like edits in general.
Do you make your own soccer edits for yourself?
I don't have any edits, but yeah, I have TikToks posted with about soccer.
If you were gonna make an edit, what kind of style do you think you'd have?
What do you mean by style? Like
Like, what would it look like? Like, what kind of theme would your soccer edit be?
fast pace,
Yeah. What's
rap.
the bed music? What music are you putting in?
It depends. I don't really know what the genre is called, but it's not like it's not rap, but it's not like R&B.
Right.
It's just like I don't know how to
Some
explain it.
in that smooth middle, right?
Yeah, smooth. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about more soccer. Let's get back to the soccer field. This team, obviously, of Mooney, has been successful, and you guys are so tight knit. Talk about the chemistry and what you guys do to build it so strongly with Cardinal Mooney Soccer.
Practice. We train all the time. All of us train together. We all want the same thing. We all want to win, and we know playing together is the only way to win.
What's your favorite off the field memory with this team and things that you do off the field besides going to seats?
My favorite thing we've done, we pitched tents in our coach's backyard. Yeah, we slept in our coach's backyard.
That sounds like a wild ride. When you think about Mooney and the tradition in every sport at Cardinal Mooney, you walk in that gym. If you ever walk in the gym, you look at the banners and it's just championships everywhere. What's it like to be an athlete at Mooney and part of this kind of Mooney tradition?
So honestly, it's like it like lights a fire under me, and I know I got to carry that reputation. I don't want to be the team that doesn't have the championship banner. Like I want to be the team that has one as well.
So let's go into that. What would a banner mean for you? What kind of banner would you want to get for Mooney Soccer, and what would that mean to you if you were able to get it?
Oh, obviously state championship. It would mean everything to me. Like that's the ultimate goal in high school is to come out with a state championship.
When you look at this team and the tools they have, I mean, do you think that you have what it takes to go and win
100%.
state? Yeah.
100%.
What's the biggest strength, do you think, of Cardinal Mooney Soccer?
Our discipline.
Mm-hmm. The schedule that Mooney plays in every sport. I don't care what sport we're talking about. We're talking soccer right now, but we can talk basketball, football, volleyball, softball, baseball. It doesn't matter. You always have a brutal schedule. Talk about going through that as an athlete, and you're not going to, have the best game every game. You're playing these tough teams. What's it like to navigate such a tough schedule from your perspective?
I don't know. I just view it as go out and play, just play my heart out. Even if I'm not scoring or I'm not producing like goals, I just gotta play defense, buckle down. I gotta contribute to something to make sure my team succeeds.
How do you keep the confidence up? I mean, like you said, there are some games where you're not scoring or some games where things aren't going your way all the time. How do you keep the confidence level where it's at? Because you're a very confident dude.
I just believe in myself and I believe in my team.
Have you always had that strong confidence, or do you think that's something that kind of was instilled in you as you grew up?
I've always had it.
Always had it. I like it from 3 years old.
Yeah.
Right? I want to talk about role models, the role models that you have, the people in your life that you kind of look up to, that you lean on during your journey.
I probably lean on my dad the most. I look up to him the most. I just want to be like him. Like he was a great athlete whenever he was in high school. I just want to be able to fill his shoes.
I like you didn't age your dad. You just said whenever he was in high school. You let us guess. You didn't throw him under the bus by telling us when he went to high school. That's a good move. It's a good move right there. What about your dad makes him such a role model? Like, what are some characteristics that you really like about him?
He's always determined to be great. Like he always wants to be the best at what he does. And I'm the same way.
Now you have success, which makes you a role model. I know you're not like a senior, but you're still someone that people look up to, the younger soccer players that want to be a Cardinal Mooney Cardinal one day. What's that like for you to know that there are younger soccer players that look to you and that want to follow in your footsteps?
Well, they want to look up to me, so I got to give them a thing to look up to. Like I got to be a good role model. I got to make sure I do the right things so they know when they get here, they know how to do the right things. It just makes their life easier.
We've heard about your real life role models. What about your soccer role models? Who are some people that you looked up to, maybe when you were a kid or maybe even now, that you try to kind of be like a little bit on the field?
I've always looked up to Neymar and Ronaldo.
Of course, the big two names in soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
We like to end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give you the chance to shine a light off yourself and on the people in your life that mean the most to you, that kind of are with you through this journey. So I want to give you the chance to give some shout outs and thank yous to the people that deserve it.
Oh, I would like to start off with thanking God. Everything, nothing's possible without Him. Then obviously my parents and my brothers and just my friends, the people around me. I'd like to thank them.
Donovan, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us about your sophomore year. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the way. And we'll talk to you real soon, buddy.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And that was Donovan Whetstone from Cardinal Mooney. And you talk about confidence oozing out of that kid. He is just so locked into what he can do. And I think that confidence really comes from, he said it, biggest strength of this team, discipline. It doesn't come from an attitude. It doesn't come from nowhere. That's why it's not arrogance. It's confidence. There's a fine line there. But the one side of that line is based on work ethic and discipline and where you're drawing it from. Am I confident in what my just am I confident out of nowhere, or am I confident because of the discipline I have? And that's what Donovan and this team is. They're confident because of the discipline and the work they've put in. They're confident in the process. And I think that's what makes this Mooney team very special, because the result, they're not undefeated. The results don't determine the process. And if you're confident in the process, eventually you'll get to where you want to get. If you're confident in the results, you're not going to sustain confidence. That's just the reality. You're never going to go through life, even if you go through a sport career and you're undefeated throughout your entire sports career, which if that's happened to anybody, let me know, because I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I don't think anybody has ever gone undefeated throughout their whole career. But if you have, you'll lose at some point, at something in life, right? And if your confidence comes from the results, when that loss happens, confidence kind of goes. But when your confidence is the process and the discipline and the work ethic, it's always going to be here as long as that's there, right? If it's there and your confidence is in the results and the results don't show there, then confidence dips. And then when confidence dips, usually work ethic and discipline dip with it. When discipline's there, work ethic's there, and you're confident in the discipline and work ethic, they're always going to be right there. And that is the pathway to consistent success right there. Welcome to my TED Talk. Thank you for listening. This show is brought to you by two great sponsors, and we want to give them thanks before we wrap it up. Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown, they go the extra mile for you. They like to take care of you. You know, if you're in the need for a new or used vehicle, make sure to check out Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They have a bunch of them on the lot. If you're in need for a service department, there's no one better. They want to take care of you. They want to make sure that car is in tip-top shape before the winter months start to come. And before that weather turns real nasty here in a couple of months, got to make sure your car is ready to go. Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown, they'll take care of you. They go the extra mile for you. And Toyota of Warren, they want to take you places. They want to make sure that they put you in a car that will get you from point A to point B and take you to where you want to go. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out Toyota of Warren. And if you see the Toyota Tundra, the YSN Mobile, you know, hey, that's from Toyota of Warren. We're gonna get one of our own, right? We would love to see more Toyota Tundras on the road. So make sure, check out Toyota of Warren. They want to take you places. And then the last sponsor of today, of course, it is the way we end the show every day. It's Joe Dickey Electric. Everything electrical can be found at DickeyElectric.com. And we like to give our thanks to them by giving a spark of the day. A spark of the day, whether it be positive or whether we want to roast somebody. We usually don't. We usually keep it positive here on the show. Sometimes things just need to be said. But here's the Joe Dickey Electric. What's your spark for today? I want to use my spark for the Jefferson, PA guy. And now I do not know this young man's name. Unfortunately, was not able to get his name. This bad journalism on my end. But, man, when I say this guy kills it, maybe Sam Torres, if he's watching in the comment section, he might know his name. But this guy kills it. I have never seen a PA announcer do the whole spiel, you know, thank you for coming. Jefferson is members of the CVC. We're welcoming in South Range today, you know. We abide by the rules, and I can't remember the spiel, but you know that before the anthem spiel. And then, please rise with me while we sing the national anthem. And the PA guy just sings it, just belts it out, and he nails the national anthem. And for those of you that aren't like in the music way of thinking, like the national anthem is a hard song to sing. They did not make it easy. We probably the hardest national anthem to sing in the world, because it's you got to have range to hit it. There's just nothing you can't swim by in the national anthem, right? So he drills the national anthem, and then he drills the intros. Really good PA announcing in Jefferson. So I want to give my support. Shout out to you, good sir. It was great to be a part of that last night and to be able to see you put your work in. If you're in Jefferson and you don't know, head out to a volleyball game. Because what I really liked, and it was making me chuckle a little bit during laugh, because he has a voice that's kind of like what band was I thinking? Like Secondhand Serenade. If you're an early 2000s goth punk band kind of fan, the Secondhand Serenade, where it has that night that I will fall for you. He kind of has that kind of, like, I don't even know what to call it, cadence in his voice. So I couldn't get past hearing, like, this is what Secondhand Serenade would sound like if they sang the national anthem. But it was really good. It was awesome. Shout out to that young man. He did a great job. Ed Jefferson was happy to be there again. And I'll try to get there again because, like I said, they're playing Edgewood at some point this season, and I want to see that matchup really bad. So for myself, and we'll give DJ a shout out because he'll be back here tomorrow with a live show from Crestview. So make sure you tune in there. I'm Anthony Hartwig. Thanks for tuning in today, and we will see you all next time. And as DJ likes to say all the time, may the sports be with you.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.